Hermes is the most powerful AI agent out there, but you're getting maybe 10% out of it. I've spent about 100 hours inside this thing. Most of those hours were me getting it wrong, including 3 days where it quietly stopped posting for me and I didn't even notice. So here's what you're walking away with. 6 layers. By the end of this video, you'll have the whole thing mapped. I call it the content nervous system, plus the 6 fixes I only found by breaking each layer first. And here's the part I didn't see coming. Every single one of those fixes turned out to be the same fix. I'll show you what it is at the end. Wire it like this and you're ahead of basically everyone still treating this thing like a chat window. Let's get into it. This is what my Hermes looked like this morning. A LinkedIn draft written off what I actually think and what actually happened on X overnight. This post, already up, I didn't touch any of it. That's the end state, and there's 6 layers underneath it, and I got every single one of them wrong on the first attempt. Layer 1 is the one everything else sits on, and it's the one I wasted the most time on. Layer 1 is memory, what Hermes knows about you. Now here's what I assumed. Think my second brain, my notes, everything I've written into Hermes, and that's the job done. Sync runs, and the memory's there. But it isn't that simple, is it? The sync has to hold across every workspace, in Hermes' own environment, and the computer I'm actually sitting at. And those two drift apart. You end up maintaining 2 versions of current instead of one. Now the real fix wasn't a better sync job. It was getting rid of the sync altogether. I run Hermes on my own MacBook now, so there's one single workspace. Nothing left to keep in agreement. And the same deal with my code, connected straight through GitHub, so it's reading what's actually there, not a copy that was true last Tuesday. Now if you take one thing from this layer, one workspace, not 2. Stay split, and every new note you write is a fresh chance for the 2 versions to disagree. That's what it knows about me. Layer 2 is what it knows about everyone else. Layer 2 is signal, what's happening outside my own head. Now this layer connects to one thing, Grok, for real-time access to X. That's where the conversations that I care about is actually happening, and it moves fast. I tried getting trend signal out of a normal web search first. It's slower, and by the time it lands, it's already stale. You're writing about a conversation that finished yesterday. Grok's in the stack for exactly this reason, and it's the only thing I've found with live X access built in. Not because it's the newest model, but because it's the only one that's actually current. I use OpenAI or Kimi for everyday usage, but when it comes to pulling things off of X, Grok is the best. So layer 1 was what I think, layer 2 is what's happening, and layer 3 is where those two collide. A quick word from this video's sponsor, me. This is basically what I do. I go into a business, I find the thing that's actually costing them, and I build the AI system that solves it. So if you're stuck working in your business instead of on it, there's a link in the description to work with me directly. And if you'd rather just build it yourself, the school community is down there too. 40 plus plug and play automations ready to go. Alright, now back to it. Layer 3 is production. Every morning a cron job runs. And a cron job is just a task on a timer. It fires whether I'm awake or at the computer or not. And it pulls from layer 1 and layer 2 and writes me a LinkedIn draft. Now sometimes the draft does need a bit of polish, but most of the time it's good to go out of the box. Remember, not only is it pulling from the latest trends on X, it's also banking on my second brain for my real experiences and thoughts. And the reason it works isn't because there's a clever prompt, it's that the first 2 layers are feeding it. A blank Hermes agent with a great prompt writes generic garbage, but this one writes in my language about things that happened last night on X. Now writing them is the easy part, but getting them out is where it broke. And this is the one that I mentioned at the top. Now layer 4 is distribution. Initially, I tried having Hermes control my Chrome browser and go ahead and post, but it ended up being too clunky, it took up too many tokens, and it just took way too long. So I ended up settling on Blotato, which is an automated service for posting to your various social media accounts. Now, even though Blotato has really good documentation and it's really easy to use, I still found that Hermes had trouble following instructions. So when I would come to the computer expecting a published LinkedIn post or a published Instagram carousel, instead I'd see a big fat error message saying that the Blotato API kept throwing errors. Now the issue here wasn't reconnecting it at hoping. Instead, the fix was to build a skill. And a skill is just a file with specific steps written in it with the exact connection procedure inside. So it isn't remembering how to post, it's reading the instructions every single time. And as a result, it hasn't missed a post since. If something in your setup works and silently stops, it isn't broken, it's most likely forgetting. So have Hermes write the steps down as a skill. Right, layer 5. This is the fix that sounds completely backwards, and it's the one that I tell you to set up first. And that's team or scoped profiles. A scope profile is just a version of Hermes that can only see and do a narrow slice of things, so you can hand it off to someone without handing them everything. So I set one up for a teammate. I went in, I changed the settings by hand, which ended up breaking it. Now here's the backwards part. You don't touch the other profile directly, because you usually have to end up a YAML file where even one space here or there can break the file. So instead, get your main agent to change it for you. That sounds like more steps for no reason, but it isn't. When the main agent makes the change, it actually reads the documentation first. It checks what actually needs to change and then changes it. When I edit it by hand, I'm skipping that check and I'm guessing at the right setting and hoping. So a manual edit is guesswork, but going through the main agent means that it looks it up first. So if you skip this and you're one tweak away from quietly breaking a profile someone on your team is relying on. Now layer 6 is the one that keeps all of this from breaking quietly, and it's where the pattern finally showed up. Layer 6 is reliability. Every process I run more than once is now a skill, written down by Hermes and saved, not just remembered by memory. Now for models, I only use Grok if I need really fast responses or access to X. For everything else, I use GPT. And for anything that needs to read the open web, I use the FileCrawl API. Route on reliability, not novelty. It's really cool seeing Hermes Agent open up Chrome and open up apps on your computer and actually take actions. But the reality is that in practice, this is both expensive and time consuming. So route on reliability, not novelty. Now that brings me to the thing I promised you at the start. 6 layers, 6 fixes. And when I lined them up, they were all the same. The sync problem, 2 memories disagreeing, the Blotato problem, forgetting the procedure, the profile problem, skipping the check. Every one of them was Hermes trusting what it remembered instead of reading what was written down. Now every fix in the system was the same. Stop trusting memory and start trusting a procedure it has to read. That's the content nervous system. 6 layers and every single one earns its place by breaking first. Do it this way and Hermes stops being something you go and use. It's already working before you sit down.